Okay. Okay, I'm live. I hope the microphone works. It's dark in the booth, and my kids just fell asleep. So I'm happy because it's quiet, but I'm so tired I can barely stay up. It feels that whenever they fall asleep, I'm too tired to do anything else. But I wanted to share with you. Hi. I wanted to share with you the first chapter of this book that I'm thinking of narrating, although it's kind of too short to publish anywhere. And, well, the name of the book is called The Roadmender. I don't know if I went on Instagram to talk about this, but I did on YouTube. So The Roadmender is written by Michael Fairless? Yeah, Michael Fairless. So it's a man's name. But in reality, the writer was a woman, and her name was Margaret Fairless Barber. That's amazing that women had to write books under a pseudonym of a man's name. So, like, I find that very interesting, what women had to go through. I didn't really read much about her biography or about this particular writer, Margaret Fairless Barber. But here is the first chapter, and he says, in the beginning, he says, "To my mother and to Earth, my mother, whom I love." This doesn't actually reach too well. I should have prepared before I went live. Oh well. Hi. Hi. So I'm going to read the first chapter just as a test, because it's actually kind of hard to understand. It's very spiritual in nature, but very difficult to, I don't know, interpret it to this world that I live in. So she writes, "I have attained my ideal. I am a roadmender. Some say stonebreaker. Both titles are correct, but the one is more pregnant than the other. All day I sit by the roadside on a stretch of grass under a high hedge of saplings and a tangle of traveler's joy, woodbine, sweetbriar, and late roses. Opposite me is a white gate, seldom used, if one may judge from the trail of honeysuckle growing tranquilly along it. I know now that whenever and wherever I die, my soul will pass through this white gate, and then, thank God, I shall not have need to undo that trail. In our youth, we discussed our ideals freely. I wonder how many besides myself have attained or would understand my attaining. After all, what do we ask of life, here or indeed hereafter, but leave to serve, to live, to commune with our fellow men and with ourselves, and from the lap of earth, to look up into the face of God? All these gifts are mine as I sit by the winding white road and serve the footsteps of my fellows. There is no room in my life for avarice or anxiety. I who serve at the altar live of the altar. I lack nothing, but have nothing over, and when the winter of life comes, I shall join the company of weary old men who sit on the sunny side of the workhouse wall and wait for the tender mercies of God. Just now, it is the summer of things. There is life and music everywhere, in the stones themselves, and I live today beating out the rhythmical hammer song of the ring. There is real physical joy in the rise and swing of the arm, in the jar of a fair stroke, the split and scatter of the quartz. I am learning to be ambidextrous. For why should Esau sell his birthright when there is enough for both? Then the rest hour comes, bringing the luxurious ache of tired but not weary limbs, and I lie outstretched and renew my strength, sometimes with my face deep, nestled in the cool green grass, sometimes on my back looking up into the blue sky which no wise man would wish to fathom. I'm gonna put the gain up. Oh, whoa. Now the microphone is much louder. On Instagram, you actually can't hear that, but I'm on YouTube. Oh, I can actually hear a fan. I forgot to turn one fan off, and I can actually hear it now. Oh, I love this mic. Hi. I love it. You can hear everything, every tiny little movement. There's no way that somebody can record when the kids are up. Or if they have. Well, Kevin has pets. Cats. And I can always hear whenever they play with cat toys. Well, it's interesting in this book when she talks about she's learning to be ambidextrous because why should Esau sell his birthright when there is enough for both? That is a beautiful connection with the inner world. I feel that both of those twin brothers, Jacob and Esau, are functions like probably inside our inner world. Probably the Bible is a sort of like a map for our spiritual world. I'm not even sure if the Bible is like historical. Maybe it is. I don't know. But over here, the way she says it, I'm learning to be ambidextrous. For why should Esau sell his birthright when there is enough for both? Well, that's why I love literature, because it is in this works of, writers that sometimes you get to discover things about the spiritual world. Well, she's learning to be ambidextrous, and she made a connection with Esau. So what connection would that be? Because maybe Esau is the left hand. She's learning to be ambidextrous. It's something to observe and experiment with and discover more of what is actually going on. Anyway, I want to narrate this book because it interests me. I find it very interesting. And I love this microphone. It sounds really nice. Maybe I'm just going to go and record it now. And I'm going to end streaming live, and I could report again tomorrow. Okay.